Alright, y'all ready for a big time episode? Here we go. We're talking social during this episode of FCFVA Talk Radio. Now, we're going to do a little comparison between a couple of social platforms that you know and love well and really introduce you to the next big thing. So stay tuned. FCFVA Talk Radio is coming up next. And let's do it. Seriously? Yeah, we're going to log in. So check it out. Local communities, neighborhoods, people in groups together. You need to log in to FCFVA.com. I'm going to tell you why. It's new. It has a lot of things that you may be interested in if you just go check it out. So I wouldn't hesitate. If you're listening right now, FCFVA.com. And get back to me. Stay tuned. And we're back. It's been a minute. Check it out. Got some great news for you. Look, the world's going crazy. I'm getting right into it. No time to wait. I'm just kidding. Welcome back to FCFVA Talk Radio. I'll break it down real proper this episode. We're going to talk a little about social and touch on the global situation briefly. As you know, it's a war going on in Ukraine. We're sending billions and billions and billions and tons of ammunition and everything that we can do to help the cause, allegedly. I wouldn't read into too much of what's going on in the news. Like I always say, it's more to the story. And a lot of times the propaganda machine works well on both ends. They're being fed propaganda. We're being fed propaganda. I'm going to leave it at that. So, a lot of conversations, they start to spring up about what's going on. Like you have people taking sides and people have their opinions on what should be done, what should be spent, and what shouldn't. People are talking about military capabilities. People are talking about economy, different effects, exchange rates on different currencies, all due to these things happening in the world. Well, my issue is this. You got to watch what you say on these platforms, do you not? Coming from somebody who's been banned from quite a few of them, I'll tell you what, the quickest way to get banned is to speak your mind. And that term even gets overused today, because when you speak your mind, it means you're saying how you really feel. You're not sitting here double thinking twice about things, you just talk. Social media has eliminated that. They set up so many unwritten and really hard to find rules on what's acceptable and what's not, and they've created a society that has no identity at all as a collective. It's more divided now than ever. So at FCFVA.com, the goal is to bring everybody back together one good time. Obviously you're like, what? Whoa, FCFVA.com, what's that? I heard you say something about, listen, FCFVA.com is a full-blown machine right now. I say that because it includes everything that you need to keep the conversation going about whatever it is you want to talk about. So, real quick, let's talk about a few pros and cons of some of the more popular social sites that are out now that most of you may know, some of you may love. We're going to go to lifespan.org. Title of this article is Pros and Cons of Social Media by Francis Nalamba, LICSW. Alright, so moving on, social media usage is a topic that they talked about, and the Pew Research Center surveyed social media usage and popularity among U.S. adults in 2019. Now, 2019, they said the most used platforms for adults was YouTube and Facebook. Alright, and teens preferred Snapchat and Instagram, while TikTok was growing the fastest. Now, this is 2019. They say, they got some pros. Social media and technology offer us greater convenience and connectivity. Staying connected with friends, family, worldwide, quick access to information and research. You can pay in an instant at your fingertip, pay your bills, do your banking. So much discovery from, YouTube videos, DIYs, also Facebook groups, explore pages, great marketing tools and opportunities for remote employment. Now the cons of social media. You have online versus reality. Social media itself is not the problem, but according to this article and this report, it says it's the way people use it in place of actual communication and in-person socializing. Friends on social media, probably not your real friends. Most likely they're strangers. Y'all stay tuned. There's a couple more of these. We'll let a little break come in and get back to it. Stay tuned. All right. So, you want to know a quick way to get your business seen, read about, heard about, noticed, no matter how big or small you are. Stop buying into the old idea that you have to go to company A, B, or C, walk into an office, or make a very, very important phone call to get it done. No, it just has to be what makes sense. FCFVA.com makes sense. I'll tell you why. Ranking. Ranking's a big deal. People are writing articles, books, and everything about how to rank. And I'm not just talking about Google. I'm talking about ranking with the people. These companies have billions, like Facebook and others, billions of users, hundreds of millions of users. They didn't do it by trying the old method. They had to come up with something new. We came up with something new on this side, FCFVA.com. Check it out for your business. Make a profile, make a group, start a forum, start telling the world a little bit more in detail about what it is that you do and why we need to come check you out. Check it out today, FCFVA.com. Make sure you register, create your profile. All right. Yeah, we're back. So, finishing with the pros of social media, right? We just did social media is addicting, talked about how it can be addicting. No, we didn't. We didn't touch that part. Let's run it back. We went through online versus reality, increased usage. Now it's social media is addicting. So when you're playing a game or accomplishing a task, you seek to do it as well as you can. Once you succeed, your brain will give you a dose of dopamine and other happiness hormones, making you happy. They say in this article by lifespan.org, the same mechanism functions when you post a picture to Instagram or Facebook. Once you see all the notifications and likes and positive comments popping up on your screen, you'll subconsciously register it as a reward. Now, I can agree to that. When you do that one post that really takes on, or that one comment that everybody's really feeling or whatever, it does kind of give you that good feeling like, okay, I'm being heard, I'm being seen. It does make sense. Well, it's kind of superficial. Fear of missing out, or FOMO, has become a common theme, and it also often leads to continual checking of social media sites. You ever find yourself just scrolling or checking or swapping? I do it, even though I'm on like Twitter now, Reddit, and of course FCFVA.com. But sometimes you go in there and you just like looking for something to catch your interest, and it's like, okay, you got a million other things to do. Why am I sitting here scrolling? That's fear of missing out, or FOMO. You think you're gonna miss out on something, so you're checking to make sure you don't. What is it that you're afraid you're missing out on? You don't really know. You have self-image issues. We've heard about that, how people could get this false self-image due to what they're comparing themselves to on social. No sweat. Now, add it all up, you got the pros and the cons, and I think the cons outweigh the pros a little bit. Moving on now. What I'm trying to accomplish with FCFVA is to make it self-sufficient, I believe, anyway, I don't want to interfere much in the process. It's a natural style of growth with that whole element, that whole platform. There are many communities who are trying to get more reach, who are trying to get their word out there, but they overlook, I guess, the little guy or the small guy. They're going for these big ones, and instead of putting all that energy out there to compete with 1,000 other brands that are just like you on the same platform, Might want to start trying to find some smaller platforms, smaller in comparison to the behemoth that's known as Facebook. Billions of users, mostly bots, by the way. Find you an alternative that, in effect, would give you more reach. There it is. It can help you with your business. It can give you better social reach. Personally, it could give you that little peace and quiet that you didn't really get from other platforms. It could be your one place to read posts, get news, learn about crypto, play a couple games, you know what I'm saying, and have a good time. But gotta holler at the sponsors real quick. We'll be right back. Stay tuned. Alright, are you big on conversation? Do you like to speak your mind? Do you like to get input on what you have to say? Do you like to see what others have to say? Start your own forum on FCFVA.com. This forum gets a little more reach than most others because it's not as much on top of it, restricting you from being seen. You post it, you get shown results. People get to see what you're talking about. They can add to the conversation. You have more control over who sees it and who doesn't on FCFVA.com. So go to FCFVA.com. In the menu, click social, go down to members, and click forum, and get started for yourself. Start the conversation. Don't just be a part of it. Check it out. Alright, y'all, if y'all been listening to FCFVA Talk Radio, to the podcast since it started or at all, sometimes it's scripted and written, sometimes it's off top of the head. It's going off top of the head with some notes tonight. So every person that I feel like would benefit from having a profile on FCFVA.com, sharing it, being a part of it, it's no one demographic. It's not just for the youth. It's not just for the middle-aged. It's not just for the elderly. To be honest, it's really for anybody who knows how to read and write. It does require reading and writing. And if you need some assistance on that, there's some great resources out there to get you up to speed. Before you try to jump into things that's maybe a little bit further ahead, that takes a little more understanding, start with the basics. Click around a little bit, see what it's all about. For one, it's still under construction, constantly being upgraded. But I'm trying to tell you, you don't want to miss out, and you don't want to catch it too late. There's also a little crypto reward going on, but you gotta log in and register to find out more about that. I ain't gonna spill it all on here. I'll let y'all find out. Real quick, I'm gonna wrap this thing on up. Artists, rappers, singers, entertainers, make sure you log in to FCFVA.com, create a profile, and shoot a message. It's a playlist on there that is getting tons of plays. I believe it's got almost 10,000 plays already. That's the trending playlist. You can find that, where is it at? In the menu. Go look for it in the menu. You'll find it. And also, make sure y'all register, share, subscribe to FCFVA Talk Radio, and also go check out FCFVA.com and create your profile. And while you're at it, check out some of the articles about Uplexa. It's a great new crypto. Well, it's been out for a couple years, tried and true. It's built for privacy. All transactions are anonymous, meaning there's no way for anybody to track who sent what and who received what. Now, I'm not encouraging anybody to go out there and try to do anything illegal with Uplexa, using a Uplexa wallet, but Uplexa is great for people who want a little more privacy with their transactions and in their life. Check it out on FCFVA.com, how to buy Uplexa or Uplexa Pay. Y'all, it's been real. Stay tuned. Make sure you subscribe. I'm gone.